Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you're a professional trying to figure out how to learn faster, or honestly just think more strategically, we've got something really fascinating to look at today. We're diving deep into Google's NotebookLM. We'll be walking through a complete beginner to advanced guide to show you exactly how to navigate and master this platform from the ground up. Okay, let's start with a quick reality check. How many of you literally feel like you're drowning in this endless sea of PDFs, meeting transcripts, and those incredibly dense policy documents? Right? We all suffer from massive information overload every single day. Having dozens of tabs open and gigabytes of files to synthesize, it can honestly feel completely paralyzing. But today, we're going to unpack a highly effective way to finally manage all that overwhelm. So here is our game plan for today. First, meet your private AI. Second, building your knowledge base. Third, verifying with built-in citations. Fourth, generating artifacts and audio. Fifth, real-world leadership applications. And finally, managing your PKM system. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Meet your private AI, the paradigm shift. To really get this, we kind of have to break your existing mental model of what artificial intelligence actually is. You already know the big general AI tools, right? Things like ChatGPT, standard Gemini, or Microsoft Copilot. And those are fantastic, but they tap into this broad, public internet knowledge. NotebookLM is a completely different beast. It is your private AI. Think of it as a grounded reasoning engine that strictly analyzes the specific internal data you upload. It doesn't just search the web. It is a specialized document engine built entirely around your curated information. It's a massive paradigm shift. Moving to Section 2, building your knowledge base, ingestion and organization. So how do we actually get all our crucial data into this engine? Well, that happens in the super intuitive Sources panel. And you can upload a truly diverse array of source types here. We're talking PDFs, Google Docs, up to 100 Google Slides, web URLs, and, this is super cool, even the text transcripts of public YouTube videos. You can also drop in local audio files like MP3s and waves, and the platform actually transcribes them for you. To put that versatility into perspective, one of our sources mentioned a university instructor who used this exact feature for a Math 94 class. They took all those dense, high-anxiety math notes and uploaded them to create much more engaging, accessible content for their students. How cool is that? And then look at this number, 500,000 words. That is the massive context limit per single source that you can upload. Think about the sheer scale of that. You can ingest absolute mountains of data all at once. And on just a free account, you can include up to 50 of these massive sources in a single notebook. The sheer capacity here to process your specific data is just staggering. But here's the catch, and this is crucial. Source quality is absolutely everything. It's that classic rule of tech, garbage in, garbage out. Because NotebookLM grounds its answers purely in what you feed it, you've got to be really intentional. Remember, you are building a specialized document engine. So if you upload highly relevant, top-tier project specs and research papers, you are going to get highly focused, incredibly valuable insights right back out of it. Now, you might be thinking, what if I don't have all the sources yet? Well, NotebookLM actually features something called Gemini Deep Research directly within the app. It's this incredible agentic feature that automatically browses up to hundreds of websites on your behalf, based on whatever research question you give it. It thinks through its findings, creates an insightful multi-page report in minutes, and then lets you import that report, along with all the cited web sources, directly into your notebook. It's basically like having an automated research assistant fetching high-quality data for you on demand. All right, Section 3, verifying with built-in citations, interrogation, and the audit trail. Once your knowledge base is locked in, we move over to the chat panel. This is where we get to interrogate the data, extract the real value, and crucially, verify the info using built-in citations. This perfectly illustrates what we call the audit trail metaphor. When you ask a question, NotebookLM places these little citation numbers right next to its claims. And these aren't just generic footnotes, they are clickable shortcuts. When you click one, boom, it jumps you straight to the exact section of your original uploaded document. You can read the answer right there in its full original context. It's literally your shortcut to total verification and trust. The absolute golden rule here is to click to verify and use what you confirm. If you're using this to pull quotes, statistics, or definitions, you really need to prompt the AI effectively. You want to ask highly specific questions using the actual terms found in your documents. If the AI replies with just a general summary and no citations, don't just accept it. Rephrase your question. Ask it to point you to the specific passage.
That forces the AI to trigger those essential citation markers, which helps you completely avoid getting that generic, unhelpful AI language. Moving on to Section 4, Generating Artifacts and Audio, the Studio Panel. This is where NotebookLM starts to feel like absolute magic. The Studio Panel is where static files become dynamic training suites. Just look at how this takes totally dull inputs and turns them into incredible one-click artifacts. You can generate instant study guides. Or say you have a dry 50-page code of conduct. You can instantly transform that into an interactive mind map. Got complex project specs? Generate a concise executive briefing doc in seconds. Or, if you're an executive coach, you can take raw client session notes and turn them into a customized FAQ that outlines behavioral patterns. It is an absolute game changer for your daily workflow.
Also, inside the Studio panel, you'll find the incredibly popular audio overviews. This feature generates a simulated podcast-style conversation between two AI hosts who enthusiastically break down the main insights from your uploaded content. It's absolutely perfect for auditory learners who need to digest heavy reading material, like, say, that Math 94 class we mentioned earlier, while they're on a daily commute or going for a run. And Google actually just took this a step further. You can now interact directly with these AI hosts. While you're listening to your audio overview, you can tap the new interactive mode, which is currently in beta, and hit join. A host will literally call on you, and you can use your own voice to ask a conversational follow-up question. You can ask them to explain a concept differently or dive deeper into a really specific detail. It's literally like having a personal tutor right in your pocket.
Section 5, Real-World Leadership Applications, the Strategic Professional.
Okay, so we understand the tech. Now let's shift gears and look at how a strategic professional actually applies this on the job for continuous development. Let's look at some real scenarios. Take a civil servant mentioned in our sources who needed to build a complex business case comparing software licenses and historical studies. What is normally 4 weeks of grueling manual work was cut down to a fraction of the time. If you're in project management, you can just drop in your meeting transcripts to instantly extract action items. You could build a private leadership reflection journal to spot your own behavioral trends over time, or even feed it your past performance reviews to create a customized interview prep hub. The applications here are honestly limitless. But let's pause for a second. As responsible professionals, we really have to ask this vital question. What are the actual risks and guardrails here? Because we can't just blindly trust any tool, no matter how powerful it is. We need to be very clear about the limitations. First off, while grounding the AI in your private documents drastically reduces errors, occasional AI hallucinations can still happen. They just can. Second, if you use the tool to generate visual artifacts like those mind maps or infographics, you might occasionally spot some bizarre spelling errors on the images themselves. And finally, you always have to be mindful of data security and your organization's sharing boundaries. Human verification through those built-in citations isn't just a nice to have. It remains absolutely essential.
And that brings us to Section 6, Managing Your PKM System Long-Term Knowledge.
Once you've got a handle on the tool, you need to organize these capabilities into a sustainable personal knowledge management, or PKM system. As you scale this up, you might find yourself using NotebookLM Enterprise, which actually allows you to securely share notebooks with your team. But it's really important to understand the permissions here. Viewers get read-only access. They cannot upload sources or add notes. Editors, on the other hand, get full interaction capabilities. They can collaborate, upload documents, and build out the knowledge base right alongside you. It makes team research incredibly seamless. My practical recommendation for you is to treat this whole thing as a long-term investment. Don't just throw all your files into a single notebook haphazardly. Take the time to carefully categorize your content. Create separate notebooks for separate projects. Have one for Q4 planning, one for leadership coaching, one for standard operating procedures. You get the idea. Over time, you will build this robust, beautifully organized repository that functions as a highly sustainable, private strategic powerhouse. So, I want to leave you with this provocative question. What project documents will you upload first to begin building your personal strategic powerhouse today? Because it really is time to stop drowning in data and start mastering it. Dive into NotebookLM, finally upload that massive PDF you've been putting off, generate an audio overview for your drive home, and fully take control of your knowledge. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see how you use this to transform your workflow.
The Aspire Leadership Program is designed to help aspiring leaders build confidence, discover purpose, grow in influence, and create meaningful impact in their communities and careers. Leadership is not about position, it's about purpose, growth, courage, and impact. You have potential inside you. Your voice matters. Great leaders are built, not born. Confidence grows through action. Your journey matters. Step into your purpose, lead with courage, inspire change, empower others as you rise. Growth begins when you believe in yourself. Your story can change lives. Leadership starts with one decision: rise above fear and self-doubt. The world needs your leadership. Keep growing. Keep learning, keep leading. You have the potential, we have the pathway. Let's rise together. Visit earningcareerlift.org for more information on the Community Progression Hub.